Well, it's been a little bit, but we're super thankful to be back inside Dean College Studios live coming at you with our very special guest, Evan Giordano. My name is Quinn Alexander. I'm joined by Jacob Munch and Ben Adelson for the first time this year.
Yeah.
Super thankful to have all three of you with us. Ben, first of all, this is your first time on the show, so just thankful to have you.
Yeah, really glad to be here. Happy to be here with Evan. Love the Rocks. Got the nice jersey on. This is one of the most amazing jerseys I've ever had.
It's a great jersey. You want to get a little closer to the mic for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Just bring it up a little. Yeah. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Ben's mainly our pitch clock operator. Great dude. Very entertaining as well, so we're getting him on a show.
And he's the one who gets us all the scoops on the umpires for the broadcast.
There you go.
Nice.
Jacob Munch as well, color commentator, stat keeper extraordinaire.
It's good to be back here at Dean College. It's been a little while.
Yes,
Team was
sir.
on the road for a bit. Fun getting to watch their games, call some of the games on the road, and now here we are back for penultimate homestand of the year.
So, Gio, you were gone for 2.5 weeks, and you guys are back, picking up a couple victories over down east. Great to have you, man. How you feeling?
Great to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. Never done this, so I'm excited.
Sweet, dude. So, you're coming over from Sussex County. You spent 2 seasons, your first 2 seasons, 1 full season and one half season with the Sussex County Miners to start your pro career. You want to just talk to me a little bit about how was that introductory experience to pro career, and what have you taken from your experiences there and been able to implement them this year?
Yeah, well, coming out of college, it's a little transition to every level, from high school to college to pro. So there's that transition, within your game, and then there's, like meeting new people and facing, guys who have been really good in college. So there was a little bit of failure that happened early in the pro career, but I learned from that, and from what I brought from the past couple seasons is pretty much just find your approach, stick with the approach, and just keep going every day, fall in love with the process. So that's what I've been trying to do this year.
You're also a guy who doesn't necessarily move around a lot in your career. Correct me if I'm wrong, 4 years all at the same high school, and
Yep.
every year same college, and then 2 first years with the Miners as well. So what was that experience for you, just changing scenery? Was that an adjustment period for you?
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of different. I thought about that too. I've been at the same college for 5 years, and then transitioning to a new team here, it was a little different because it's just something I haven't done much. But it was pretty smooth. Doc helped me get through it pretty smoothly, and I knew a couple guys coming onto the team. Keegan and JR and guys like that helped me too. So it's been great, easy transition, and I'm excited to be here all season.
How'd that connection start with you and the Rocks? Was it something that Doc Edmondson set up, or I know you said you knew a couple of the players?
Yeah, so Doc, I hadn't had his contact information yet. So he had JR and Keegan actually reach out to me through Instagram. So because I played with them before in Vermont in college summer ball. So they were, I was kind of keeping in touch with them throughout the process, and then I finally got Doc's info. So we exchanged numbers, and then I talked to him. But yeah, it was pretty much through JR and Keegan.
So we've mentioned a couple times the difference in high school to college, and I just want to ask, what do you remember about hitting 513 in your senior year of college, which is one of the most ridiculous stats I've ever seen. I mean, I wasn't doing that in t-ball.
Yeah, that was a good year. We won the state championship that year too, so that was fun. But I don't know. It was just I remember being kind of just in flow state every game, like I had mentioned earlier. It was fun though. It was just a good year to go into college, knowing that I'm going in with everything I got, and so it was good to be healthy because I had suffered a quad injury earlier in that season, but I recovered from that, and it was fun. It was just a fun year.
You had committed to Stony Brook University a couple of years before. How much did that help fuel your confidence going into that senior year of knowing, I know where I'm going to play baseball, now I can just have one final spring in high school with your boys and just have that relaxed feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it did give me confidence because I knew junior year I didn't have a great year up to my standards, but I went in senior year thinking you know what? I already committed to a school I'm going to play at for the next 4 years, so just go out there and play your game, have fun, enjoy the guys you're around with, and it kind of took off after that.
When you look at your numbers so far this season, just compared even to last season, you see a pretty significant bump in just about every single number. And I find it really interesting because most guys, they try to just hone in on one particular thing, or you usually see guys improve at one skill at a time. And it's just really cool to see you get better at so many things at once. Do you feel like that's a testament to the work you're putting in the off season, or more just things starting to click for you?
Yeah, well, thanks, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely in the off season, I put in a lot of work, more than, I wouldn't say more than the off season previously, but it was a different type of training. I worked with my guy Alex Kramer over at Ascent Athlete in Pennsylvania, so I hadn't done that before this off season. So he got me right, and we talked. He works with a lot of college guys, professional hitters, and
He's like a sports scientist, or
he's just a hitting coach,
Okay.
but he's like, he's great mentally,
yeah.
and he knows the swing, he knows the game, he knows how to succeed at the professional level. So
Awesome.
going to him helps, and I was hitting with guys who are in the minor leagues, in the major leagues, indie ball. So hitting with my peers and hitting with him, he really got me right, thinking about fine tuning my swing and thinking about an approach that I can have, to stay consistent throughout the year.
You
What-
mentioned it was, sorry, Quinn, you mentioned it was a bit of a different training. Was it different drills? Was it different mentality? Was it more, hey, we're going to do more aerobic stuff? What were the differences that you noticed in this past off season?
It was less swing, adjustment and mechanics wise, and more, trying to beat the pitcher. It's at the end of the day, it's you against the pitcher. All the swing mechanics go out the window when the ball's coming at you 93, 94. So it's kind of like, what is the pitcher trying to do to you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And, how to use that into your at-bat. So, like, an approach-wise, if I'm going into an at-bat, I'm thinking I'm looking for this spot right here. And, anything else, I'm okay taking something like that, unless it's two strikes. But it was more approach and mindset-wise, yeah. Fine-tuning the swing, too.
And did that change the way that you view the opposing pitcher's scouting reports pregame at all?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't try and dig too deep into the opposing pitcher scouting reports, just because I try and keep things simple for me. That works for me. But no, not really, no.
Even with keeping things simple, is there a guy in the Frontier League, a pitcher you love going up against? Somebody you can beat him all the time?
Maybe a
Love
type of
going
pitcher.
against-
Maybe a type, or like
Yeah.
a certain.
There isn't anyone in particular that I could think of. I like going against lefties. I guess it's just a righty thing, but every time a lefty's on the mound, it's like, okay, I could see the ball well and better than a righty. But no one in particular I could think of.
You've talked a little bit earlier this season about generating power to the opposite field. What kind of adjustments are you making to be able to do that? Because I remember you said that to me at one point, and the next day you hit an opposite field home run, and it was just it's very telling.
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole approach that I really have is trying to look for something in the middle away part of the plate. So, if I can drive that pitch, I'm looking for that pitch and I could drive that pitch, then I'm thinking that anything in I can react to with good backspin, and I could hit to left center. So I'm really looking for something middle way. And, when it's there, I just try and crush it with good backspin, and it's been taken off this year.
We've seen recently, you've been a part of it, but a lot of the Rocks hitters have been doing like a pregame wiffle ball drill.
Yeah.
Is that part of the approach that you were trying to take of seeing the ball deep going the other way? Is it something completely separate? And also, how did it come about? Was it Jamey Smart who brought it in? Because that's about when the timing lined up.
Yeah, it was Jamey Smart.
Okay, yep.
So Jamey Smart came in, and he had this bag of wiffle balls, and he's like, "Dude, you want to hit these?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure," because I'll hit anything. I love hitting all day, and so he's throwing these wiffle balls that they move different, like sliders, cutters, sinkers. They move all around, and that's not part of the approach. But I'm like, I'll do it because it simulates a game almost, where like you don't know what's coming, you don't know how it's gonna move. So I like doing that just because it prepares me, I think, for the game, even a small drill like that. But yeah, no, that's fun. I'm glad Jamey Smart brought that in.
So does that drill, when you're doing it, are you focused on just being able to pick up late movement and be ready for when that happens in the game?
Right. Yeah. So I'm just focused on, seeing a pitch I could hit if it's in that spot and just drive it. something simple like that where I would take that into a game.
Jamey Smart just seems like a great guy. I mean,
He is.
just the way he runs out for
Yeah.
start of the game, he
Yeah,
just seems like a goofball.
He's a character, and I don't know if you guys seen it, but sometimes after we win, he brings out the harmonica.
Oh,
Yeah, and you can rip a
I've
little bit
missed
hard.
that.
Wait a minute. You
Yeah.
have to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, he rips a little harmonica, and it's actually pretty good. So like it's it's when we win, he'll just pull it out, and it gets the guys going. And when we're in that in the dance circle, so yeah, he's a character.
Is he good at playing the harmonica?
Yeah.
We got to get evidence of this. This is crazy.
Is he playing songs or he's just kind of jazzing as he
Just
goes?
jazzing,
Okay.
yeah.
So maybe no national anthem on the harmonica expected.
I don't know.
Okay,
I feel like he might have-
maybe.
yeah, he could have that in his bag.
Okay.
Might be better than some of the anthems we had. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Well, hey, Evan, I got a question. Have you met the bell ringers yet?
No, I haven't. My dad has though.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard a little bit. So are you the one you're not the one that picked Don't Fear the Reaper, right?
No. So no. He he suggested it. And I listened to it. I was like, yeah, I've heard the song before though.
Okay.
Like, growing up playing Rock Band and stuff.
Sure.
But I was like, no, this is a good song.
How do you feel about the support those guys give you? They're there
I think
almost
it's sick.
every game, man.
Yeah, it's sick. I like hearing it when I walk up. It's fun.
We should do a cowbell giveaway at some point. I think that would be.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Get the
electric
whole
for-
stands just hitting cowbells when you come up to bat.
That would
Oh,
be
man.
cool. That would be cool.
vision right there.
Do that on a camp day with 2,000
Yeah.
2,000 young kids
That's a great idea.
banging cowbells.
How do you like the young crowds that we get sometimes on those morning days where like you get that it's just kind of a slightly different energy. Obviously the
Yeah.
crazy energy and atmosphere you get at the beginning and then sometimes trails off a little bit at the end. Is that any different trying to play through a game like that?
It's fun. I mean, it gets loud. Like
It does get loud.
even though those camps are sometimes quite small, but yeah, no, they can really cheer and get loud. It's fun, and then sometimes they fizzle out because they have to head out.
Yep.
But no, I like those camp games.
So when they do the scream for ice cream segment, how many guys in the bullpen or in the dugout are just
Probably
covering their ears?
Probably a good amount. I mean, I could hear it when I'm out in the field and it's loud. So yeah, I mean, probably a couple guys.
Now, when you look at the Brockton community as a whole, you come from Sussex County, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere, very rural spot, and yet the Frontier League has other teams that are in big cities, Ottawa, Quebec City, etc. What's it been like for you transitioning from a very small community now to a bit more of a suburban feel, just in terms of what you do when you're away from the ballpark and the energy that the area brings you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I enjoy it. I mean, I like the new, like I like traveling and looking around and stuff and finding new stuff to do. So it's fun for me. There's definitely more stuff to do here, which is good when you're not at the field. You could go away and go visit Boston or something, go to the Cape. But yeah, it's cool. I like the area. Brockton's in and the community's great. It is fun. Finding stuff to do like that.
Were there any challenges you had after making that transition, just like maybe being away from home?
Yeah, being away from home is always tough. I love my family, I love my friends, so that part's always hard. But coming out here and playing for 4 months during the summer, it's something I've done throughout college, so that part wasn't too bad. But yeah, it is always tough, not seeing the family.
Speaking of your family, your parents have gone to a decent amount of your games, especially the games in New Jersey. I got to meet them at Hinchliffe and Patterson against the Jackals. What's it like for you just when you know that they are in the stands for some of those games and giving you the in-person support?
Yeah, it's great. It's totally different from being them at the field than them at home. I mean, my mom does record every at-bat and sends it to me. So that's
Even if she's in the ballpark?
even in the ballpark.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, I feel like it's better for them. It's just, I don't know when, my career is going to come to an end. So it's always great seeing them, at the game still and supporting. It's awesome.
What kind of impact have they had for you throughout your career? I know, for most guys, it's usually the dad that's kind of campaigning the baseball career, but like you just said, mom's sending you every AB. What have those two meant to you, and how have they gotten you through this?
Yeah, they meant everything. I mean, they've done everything they could to put me in the best, situation possible, and that's something I'm grateful for, and it's something I wish I could repay in the future. But yeah, they've done everything, and I'm super grateful, and I love them so much for it. They've, taken me to every tournament, 8 in the morning, 8 a.m. games and stuff like that. And, just countless stuff, and just always supporting me no matter what decision I'm making, whether that's if I want to play baseball, if I, don't want to play baseball, they got my back for it. So it's awesome.
I want to thank, first of all, some of our colleagues, Jose Rodriguez and Grant Flood, who are in the studio helping us, but also came up with some of the questions. And one of the questions that they had, which I think really applies, when did you realize you might be able to go pro as a baseball player?
It's always something I wanted to do. So, but to realize, I could probably play professional was probably in college, I would say. Yeah, probably in college where I was doing well, and I was like, this is something I want to do. I want to continue after college. So, yeah,
Is there like a piece of advice you would give to your younger self or somebody who wants to, go into college and maybe professional baseball?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would probably say, go out and create your own destiny. I know it's a little corny, but
Not corny. It's not corny at all.
I feel like my younger self, and especially guys in high school, they're always nervous to take like that extra step. They don't know, or they think people, they don't care for what people think about them, or they do care for what people think about them. But I don't think you can really achieve something you really want without pursuing it full 110% yourself. So I would just say, take that extra step and pursue everything.
You've made an adjustment midway through this season, moving over to second base, and Baseball Reference has you only playing one game at second base in college or pro career. Correct me if that's wrong, first of all.
No, I didn't play any games in college,
No?
but I played a couple games last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how has
That's
that adjustment been moving to the other side, and you've slotted in really well.
Thank you, but it's been fun. I always liked playing second. I practice there sometimes, and I told Doc, if he wants me a second, I could play there, and I've been trying to get as many reps in pregame. I think the toughest thing for me would be like the double plays, just because it's a different motion coming, throwing to my right than if I was at third throwing to my left. But I mean, Nick Marola has been a really good help for me. He's very good defensively and got a lot of good tips, so I try to learn from him.
When you make that transition from third base to second base, are there challenges with switching your internal clock because third base, the ball gets on you faster, but you've got more time? Or is it a greater challenge trying to deal with the footwork of how to turn a double play when you're at second base?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, footwork for sure. I mean, footwork's, you got to be a little quicker on your feet, got to be a little more precise with your footwork. Internal clock, too. I have more time in second, which is nice. If I bobble a ball, I'm like, okay, I can pick it up and still throw the guy out. But yeah, a little bit of both.
Would you say you prefer second, or do you not have a preference?
I think I would prefer second. I mean, third's tough. A lot of guys don't realize how tough it is over there just because the ball's hit at you 105 miles per hour, and then the throw, I would say, is arguably the longest throw. I know deep shortstop's probably longer, but it's a tough position to play. And second, you get a little more leeway.
Is there any position on the baseball field where you think, that might be fun to play for 2 innings in a blowout that you've never played before?
Yeah, center field.
Oh, okay.
I would love to pitch again. I got an inning last year.
Yep.
It was fun, but I would love to pitch again.
What's the pitching arsenal?
So we got the fastball and we got the kick change.
Okay.
Little slider, don't throw it much.
Yep.
Kick change didn't work last year, so I was just throwing the fastball. Kind of got lit up, but
We might need to get you a revenge outing.
yeah.
Maybe tonight you guys go up 19-0, and then you
That'd
can
be
pitch the
sick.
ninth.
Yeah. Got to talk to Doc about it.
Yeah, there you go.
What kind of adjustment have you guys had to make with a lot of you've been one that's had to deal with it. All the injury issues that we've had played a part probably in you moving, did it not, over to second base? Or
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, with Keegan going down.
Yeah, just how does that affect your day-to-day routine and impact, what you're looking to do before you get ready for a game?
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of guys, it's just tough seeing guys go down with injury. They prepared all off season, and it's tough for the the dynamic of the team just because like you're mixing in new guys and new lineups, so it's it's like a testing period. And but I think we've done a good job overcoming some of that, and it is tough with that, seeing guys go down, but We're trying to get hot here and overcome that for the last stretch of the season.
And how about from a chemistry perspective, just looking solely at the infield, where the starting infield at the beginning of the season, very different than what it looks like now. You and JRD Sarcina are the only guys who are currently healthy and still on the roster. How is that trying to figure out, okay, we've got someone new at third base, someone new at first base. We saw Kretzler play third a couple of times in the middle of the year. Just what's it like trying to stay consistent through those changes?
You try and when you're playing, just kind of lock in, get in that zone, and so stuff like that doesn't hit you at the time. But after a couple games, and you're thinking, oh, maybe I should have done that in this spot. That's when it really hits you because you're not really too familiar with, when you're at that certain spot every game, and with that teammate, at second, teammate at short that's been there, you're kind of like, in flow state. But when things are different, then that's when in stressful situations, they can show itself. But the guys have done a good job moving around. I love to see TK at third. That was awesome.
You're in year 3 now, Evan, second full season. One of the main adjustments that you see most hitters have to make early in their pro careers is getting used to all the off-speed stuff and the breaking balls that have more tail on them than they used to. Now that you're in year 3, what have you learned, and what are some ways that you've been able to figure out how to identify a slider a little bit sooner, or how to turn on a pitch that's running in on you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've noticed that pitchers, for sure in this league, they know how to pitch. Guys in the minor leagues, AAA, they're throwing 98. You might not see that as often here, but they have 4 pitches at work, and they know how to get you out every single time. So that's an adjustment that I had to make, was knowing that these guys can get you out with any pitch they have. So knowing that, and then working on that in the off season, just training, a lot of spin from BP. So my hitting coach would throw to us, and he would spin balls, he would throw balls and strikes. So it's like a game. So simulating anything that's close to his game as possible with machine work or with an arm, that's how I made that adjustment.
When you look at switching back a little bit to your collegiate career, you had the 5 years at Stony Brook, which COVID interrupted that a little bit. Then you also had the conference change, which brings with it a whole bunch of other frustrating things. Because of the interruptions and the oddities throughout your collegiate career, when you look back at your time at Stony Brook, what are some of the main things you think about now a few years removed?
It's funny. I was a sophomore, I think, at the time. I had a really good friend, teammate, Adam Erickson. I'm actually going to his wedding, but he said to us after, it was like a post-game meeting with the players, and it was like, we weren't doing so hot, but he told us, he said, when you're done playing baseball, you really won't think of the time on the field. You'll think about, the time spent with your teammates and all that. And I think that's true, because when I think back at Stony Brook, I think about just like the times that I shared with the teammates and the team, that when we were together. Obviously, the time on the field was great, but just sharing those moments with them. That's what I really think about, is just the guys you spend the time with, and those memories you kind of create there.
What are some of your guys' favorite? I know every team has their own different personal hobbies or team rituals they like to do whenever they're on the road, or even pregame at home. Are there any particular rituals or things you guys like to do before every game?
Before, I don't know. I can't think of anything. Or some guys have their own stuff, but
do you have a very fixed routine? What's yours look like? Excuse me.
I just try to get to the field. So if you have BP at 4:15, I'll try and get there 3:15, just an hour early to hit. I don't know if that's a ritual.
Well, some guys are very, they're very fixed in terms of even what foot they put in the door first. But it sounds like you're maybe not one of those guys.
No, yeah, I don't try and, because if I get into that mode and I do something that's off of that, then I could I wasn't in my routine today. And, I'm gonna go over 4. So I try and stay away from that. I try and just keep everything, easy going.
Would you say you approach the game in that way in general most of the time?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Are there any bus activities, whether it's Mafia, other games, karaoke? What's your favorite thing to do on the bus, or is it just sleep?
I do like to sleep. Okay. I do that a lot. I like Mafia, though. this is the first season in pro ball that we played that I've played Mafia, so it's nice to be back. I don't know if you guys ever played it.
I've played it
Yeah?
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we played
summer
a bunch
ball.
in
Yep.
summer
Yeah,
camp.
it's awesome. Yeah. So Mafia and sleeping, and that's pretty much all I do on the bus, honestly.
Quinn mentioned like hobbies and routines. Are there any secret talents you might have or hobbies you do outside of the field?
I don't really
Baseball
see
guy.
just
a baseball
guy, like spending time with family and friends. I don't really have any special talents I could think of, sadly. Like I can't play the harmonica or nothing.
Can you hoop? We've heard from Trey
Yeah.
that he can hoop. But
I've hooped in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can hoop with the big dogs on our team, but
Okay.
I mean I could. I'm a good defense guy. I could pass the rock a little bit. I mean I could get in the squad, but you know I'll hold my own.
Who can throw the football on the team the best?
Trevor
Yeah.
Annabelle, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did this mock football team. He's our QB. Yeah.
All time?
Yeah. He was throwing the rock pretty good in the pregame throws with the team.
So where's your position on the mock football team?
I was actually the
Wide receiver?
Slot
no,
receiver?
Tight end?
no, where I hold the ball. The guy kicks it.
The place.
the hol- yeah,
the holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the holder.
Very important position.
Yeah.
Very important
Yeah.
position.
Who on this team would be the kicker? We never get to see anyone's kicking skills.
Barrow.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Barrow, yeah.
That makes sense.
He's got a leg, and he's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, he plays soccer in his life, so he's good.
Did you play any other sports growing up, or were you entirely baseball? And how did that help you if you did play multiple sports?
I played soccer and basketball.
Nice.
Played basketball until high school, soccer until like 13. I loved both. Soccer, it kind of got, I had to pick between that and baseball just because of fall ball and things like that. And then basketball, I loved basketball. I was a big basketball guy. Same type of thing where I had to, choose in high school what I wanted to do. I probably should have or could have played basketball in high school, but chose to just do baseball. And I don't know. I think playing sports, different type of sports growing up is good if you want to, pursue an athletic career. But just so you're doing a bunch of different stuff, learn different bunch of games. But yeah, just those two.
Got any final questions before we all right, I think we're going to kick it over to our rapid fire get to know you segment. Evan, we do this every episode where we just want to condense this down into a smaller segment. We want to get to know you a little bit better on the field and off the field. We've got a collection of questions, some of them serious, some of them goofy, and we're going to throw them all at you. Just answer them as quick as you can. That sound good?
Sure.
Let's do it, man. Okay, so the first one. What's the hardest pitch to hit?
Change up.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be like elaborating or
No,
just,
no.
okay.
If you want, you can break the rules a little bit.
All right. Just change up.
What's the most impressive thing you've done on a baseball field?
I don't know. Maybe a game tying home run. I think I've hit a walk-off home run. I would say that.
What's the least impressive thing you've done on the field?
I mean, this year I had a 3-error game. I'll put that up there.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't fun, but it happens. It happens.
Best and worst ballpark you've played in?
Worst ballpark? Oh man, I'm gonna have to go. There's a couple summer league ballparks. I don't want to say it, but
Okay.
best, I would say. I haven't played on any MLB fields. I would say I think it was the Rockies minor league field. It's in Connecticut.
Oh, Hartford Yard Goats?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That was up there.
Dunkin' Donuts Park.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
We ask everyone this one: LeBron or MJ?
LeBron, huge Brown
Keeping
guy.
track. LeBron's up. We love
Yeah,
that. We
yeah.
love to hear that.
Might be because of a generational thing.
Probably, yeah.
Everyone on the team's grown up with LeBron. But
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about that.
Who in the clubhouse is and isn't allowed on the aux?
Who? Okay. Isn't allowed on the aux. That's a good question. Who is? I would say Whitey, Bender. Keegan Calero's got a good aux. Trey.
Who doesn't?
Tommy Kretz. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
A lot of guys
You
say
mean?
Caulfield. I don't mind his aux though.
Okay.
I don't mind it, but I've heard that.
Would you rather? Oh, go ahead.
What's your favorite music to listen to?
I like house music, like EDM
Oh,
type.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a song you know word for word?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
What's your favorite spot to eat in Brockton?
Tory Japan.
Yep. It's the
For you
spot.
guys, yeah.
1 for 4 with a grand slam, or 3 for 3 with 3 singles?
1 for 4 grand slam.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've asked everyone this as well. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog is a sandwich,
Okay.
I would say.
Is a Pop-Tart a calzone?
No. Pop-Tart is not a calzone. I haven't heard of that one, though. That's pretty good.
He came into the press box yesterday very happy with having
Yeah.
just thought of that and grilled all of us on it.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I haven't made a decision yet.
I think a calzone is a Pop-Tart.
See,
Whoa.
I'm just going to have to disagree with you there.
Is cereal soup?
No.
Okay. That's the one Quinn always asks us.
What's your favorite baseball memory?
Favorite baseball memory is probably, I would say, winning the state championship my senior year in high school. It was back-to-back, so it was the second time. Or in college, we won a conference championship, and we headed to LSU for a regional my freshman year, and that was fun.
Who do you look up to the most as a player, or who do you maybe model yourself after as a player?
I don't even know. That's a good question.
Maybe as a kid?
As a kid, I loved Jim Thome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up a Phillies fan. He was, I don't know why, I just loved him. And like Chase Utley, hard nosed, plays the game hard. I know he's controversial.
I'm a
especially-
Mets fan,
Yeah,
so
I know. Yeah,
Ruben Tejada, not a big fan of Chase Utley,
Yeah.
but he did play the game very hard.
played the game hard, and maybe up until that point the right way. So
Yep.
those couple guys.
I agree.
Any more? All right, sweet. Well, Evan, we're about to wrap up our time, man. You're getting ready to finish this final leg of your season here. Is there anything in particular you're focusing on? What are your goals as you wrap this season up?
I'm just trying to have fun. I mean, this at the end of the season, the swing feels good, all that stuff feels good. So I'm just trying to enjoy the time out there, have fun with the guys, spend as much time, with the guys as possible, because it's really just, I think about creating memories and having fun, and it can be stressful and it gets stressful. So just trying to finish the season on a high note, and whatever happens after that happens, but just trying to have some fun.
We're going to start a new tradition here as our last question. Evan, what are 3 things you're grateful for?
Oh, 3 things I'm grateful for. Okay, I'm grateful for my family, my parents, my brother. I guess that'll be 1.
Yep.
Grateful for the support system with my friends and family, and then I would say grateful for baseball and really the game, because it's given me a lot of friendships and it's given me a lot of learning moments, and I've progressed as a person through baseball. So I would say those 3 things. Yeah.
Any final messages, any final words that you want to get out before we wrap up?
Just thanks for having me. This is awesome. Some great questions, and I appreciate the time.
Of course, dude. Good luck the rest of the way, man.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we will catch you guys in just a little bit. We'll hit you with our second segment here in just a second. Don't go anywhere.
Part 2 of the Rock Survival podcast is here. I am Grant Flood, sideline reporter and color broadcaster, and with me are my lovely guests, Jose Rodriguez, beat writer and beat reporter for the Rocks this season, and Jacob Munch. You've heard him on color, and he is also our official stat keeper, and we are happy to bring you episode 4 of the Rock Survival podcast, where we will be talking about Brockton and their 3rd series win of the year against this Down East Bird Dogs team. Last night, they walked it off 5-4 as Jeter Ibarra hit the game-winning RBI. And overall, it was a tough game for Brockton, trailing by 3 heading into the 8th inning, coming back from a 4-1 deficit to win it in the 9th, thanks to Derek Bender hitting the solo shot in the 8th, and then capped off by Jeter Ibarra's RBI in the 9th. Jacob, what impressed you the most about yesterday's comeback win?
I think it was the resilience from the offense for Brockton. This was just the second time all season the Rocks have been trailing a ball game entering the 9th inning and came away victorious. They were down 4-3, and we've said it all season long on the broadcast, and most baseball fans know leadoff walks will kill you, especially late in games, and Down East closer Luke Truman issued a leadoff walk to Jamey Smart to begin the 9th inning, and bam, the Rocks were able to score his pinch runner, Brett Young, to tie the game and then win it for Ibarra. But it continues what has been, for Jeter Ibarra, a very clutch performance through his first 2+ weeks. He has had numerous big hits. He did it a little over 2 weeks ago against Downies down in Kinston with a 2-run home run in the 9th to give them the lead. It was good to see this team fight back after giving up the 3 in the 7th, because for a moment there, the pendulum had some very large swings where Down East had the 1-0 lead. Brockton quickly responded. They were up 2-1, then immediately gave it all away in the very next half inning. The Rocks weren't phased. That was very good to see.
And we've seen many times, especially at home in Campanelli, Brockton is for the dramatic, and they love to try these gutsy 8th, 9th inning comebacks. And Jose, as you've gotten close to manager Doc Edmondson throughout the season, what does he primarily tell his players when falling behind late in games?
The message is simple. Just like stick to the approach, and 27 out. The last out is the hardest out to get, and just stick to approach and just fight, and they came up, they fight at the end, because they could just like wrap away and just call it a game, but no, they, like Jacob said, they were resilient. They were resilient late innings, and that's how they came away in a victory. And remember, the other walk-off win for Brockton also came in a camp day at 11 a.m. as well, earlier on in the season.
Brockton has enjoyed playing the day games, no question.
Yes.
And Jose, what does Jared Edmondson say to us prior to every single game?
Oh, it's a death match. Every game matters.
And Brockton played that way yesterday.
Yes.
They understood, okay, we cannot let this game get away from us. We gave up 3 in the 7th. Well, we have to respond. That urgency was good to see and must be maintained through the final 3 weeks of the season, because the time is running out.
And they were playing small ball as well late in the game.
Yes, they were.
And heads up by Austin White stealing third base there in the 9th inning.
Heads up is one word for it. I know Quinn and I were surprised it was happening.
Yes.
Because there's 2 outs in the 9th inning. He's the winning run. But when you have dynamic base runners at the top of the lineup, that can really help. The sacrifice bunt by J.R. DiSarcina was helpful as well. And for Brockton, there's different ways to come back. You'd use, like Grant said, the slugging of Bender in the 8th, and then some smaller baseball in the 9th to eventually win it.
And Austin White stealing his 41st stolen bag of the season yesterday in that 9th inning, crucial as he was the game-winning run on the Jeter Ibarra walk-off RBI. He is a newly acquired piece of this Rocks team, and he is slotted right in either at third base or right field, but he has been an instant contributor.
Yes, he has. They got him fresh out of college. Ibarra played at the University of Michigan last season, which is the spring 2025. Prior to that, at the University of Washington with the Huskies in the formerly known as the Pac-12. And Ibarra produced really well offensively at those 2 spots, and he was a player Doc Edmondson certainly felt could have been drafted by a major league organization. He wasn't, and so it gave Edmondson a great opportunity to get in touch with Ibarra. He flew cross-country from San Jose all the way to Brockton to begin the 2-week road trip, and down to North Carolina, up to Quebec, with New Jersey in between. But for Ibarra, he finally gets to settle in here for a 9-game homestand, and that might help his play even more, but he doesn't need much help because he has been producing.
And I'm sorry, Grant. And Ibarra, barring 278 in just 11 games for this Rocks team with 5 RBIs and 1 home run, it just shows the immediate impact that he has on his squad.
Ibarra recorded 50 RBIs this past spring at Michigan, which was a career high for him at the NCAA level, and then for him to hit a home run in just his 2nd game in a Rocks uniform was super cool to see him contribute. And again, now that he's been switching between infield and outfield, something we've seen from quite a few players on this Brockton team, I think Doc looks for those versatile players that are just willing to step into any role they're asked to be in.
Yes, you're exactly right. And Ibarra is very athletic. He can play an excellent outfield, a very good third base. He's got some good wheels as well. He's a taller guy, but still can move to go get it in the outfield. And Brockton likes having that flexibility, and Ibarra certainly provides it.
So next on the docket will be the Tri-City Valley Cats, and Brockton has a 4-game series coming up this weekend, 7-inning doubleheader on Friday before Saturday and Sunday games as well. Brockton currently in the mix of a 9-game homestand after being on the road for almost 3 straight weeks. Tri-City comes in to this weekend with a 48-29 record, 4.5 games back of the Quebec Capitals for first place in the North Division. You know that they are going to want to take this series against Brockton and keep pace with Quebec as we approach the playoffs in a few weeks.
That's absolutely right. Tri-City, they feel they can catch up to Quebec. It is a tall task, but there is enough time for them to do it. And for Tri-City, they are a team with a lot of lefty hitters. They pitch pretty well also, and they love small ball. Greg Taggart, his approach offensively is we're going to move guys around. We're going to be very, very scrappy, and that's what helps Tri-City be so successful offensively. They've been a good team for years from Troy, New York, and let's not forget that this is a 4-game series because there's a doubleheader on Friday, so this will be games 4, 5, 6, and 7 of an eventual 10-game homestand for the Rocks. Have to take advantage a bit of being at home.
And Tri-City have won 4 in a row. They have won 8 of the last 10 games, and they're 4.5 game backs from the Capitales. Quebec has been struggling. We gotta be honest. Quebec has been struggling the past few weeks. We see a lot of transaction moves for Quebec, so they're trying to be in a good shape in order to go in the postseason as well.
And a lot of pressure on Quebec, of course. 3 straight 60-win seasons, 3 straight championships. They are going to be the team that will be feared to look at in the playoffs. If the season ended today, they would go up against the New York Boulders in the first round of the postseason. So against Tri-City coming up, Doc Emmonson told us that he will be going up. Well, he will be bringing out his left-handed pitchers. So this includes guys like Pierce Williams, who has been phenomenal over the past couple of weeks. We are also expected to see Eli Magic and Joe Kemledge over the weekend as well.
And let's not forget Omar Melendez. And so the Rocks are fortunate on the one hand that they have 4 lefty starters. So many teams don't have that. And for Brockton, because they had the postponed series at New Jersey last weekend, they got to set up their starting pitching any way they wanted. And what they wanted is, let's have the Southpaws pitching against Tri-City. And so what it'll be Eli Magic pitching game 1 of Friday's doubleheader. Then it's scheduled to be Joe Kemledge for game 2 of that doubleheader. Saturday, you'll see Omar Melendez pitch, and then Pierce Williams will round out the series on Sunday. He pitched on Tuesday against Down East and was pretty solid. Williams gave up more hits than he normally does, but he has been such a wonderful addition to this pitching staff, Grant.
Williams has started 8 games and has posted a 3-2 record with 34 strikeouts, and he has an ERA below 3. He has been the midseason acquisition that this pitching staff has desperately needed, battling through a ton of injuries throughout the months of May and June, and they have made it work, signing Pierce late June. They had him on a tryout, and ever since he's basically found a roster spot since the start of July, he has been running away with the opportunity and has really been impressing pitching coach Dan Sauceville.
Every time that Pierce Williams have a chance to pitch, you could guarantee that Brockton is almost gonna win that game. That's how good he is. And checking here, the past 5 starts, he only gave up one of those 5 starts. He only gave up 4 earned run, which is the most that he allowed on the last 5 starts. And then he gave up 1 run 3 of the last 5 starts, and 7th inning 2-hit shutout against Ottawa.
And even the one blip in the radar for Pierce Williams, that was just one bad inning. It was a first inning at Quebec that you called, Grant, where he just didn't have his control, was trying to adjust to a last-minute catcher change as well. And besides that, Williams has been fantastic these last 5 starts.
Absolutely, and his strikeout numbers have continued to gone up as well, and something that both Doc Emmonson and Dan Sauceville want to work on is how deep can pitchers go in their starts, and I feel like the entire starting pitching staff as a whole has done a better job in that as the season's continued.
You're exactly right. And for both of you, Jose, Grant, everyone, I want you to think back to what the starting rotation for this organization was in May. Then look at the rotation now. There are not many guys who are still a part of the rotation today. Joe Kemlich, he's one. Michael Quigley, he's another. Besides that, it's all new guys. There's been injuries, there's been guys released, there's been guys moved to the bullpen, and it's been quite a transformation to watch this starting rotation sift through the different options and eventually find a consistent quality rotation. It took a while, possibly too long, but this 5-6 guys that they have now provide them with an opportunity to win a ball game basically every single night.
Real quick, I want to touch on the 1-2 punch at closer, if you will, with Matthew Maloney and Mike McKenna. Maloney got the win yesterday, recording a strikeout in his one inning of work. And Mike McKenna, overall, greatly improving as the season's continued as well. He's recorded 37 strikeouts this season, along with 9 saves.
And let's be quite clear, Mike McKenna is the closer of this team. Maloney pitched in the close game yesterday, and we've seen some other guys pitched in tie games in the 9th, in the 8th, and although McKenna was shaky early in the season, Doc Edmondson had trust in his still pretty young reliever and kept him in that closer's role, and it has paid massive dividends because over the last 17 games that Mike McKenna has pitched, he has only had 1 outing where he's allowed any earned runs. Those were the 4 at Quebec back just around the All-Star break, slightly before it. And for McKenna, he has an ERA of 2.00, and he has allowed 4 earned runs his last 18 innings pitched over the 17 games. It's been phenomenal because, again, you take out that 1 outing against Quebec, he's got an ERA of 0 since the middle of June, besides 1 bad outing, and we're in the middle of August. So he has been phenomenal.
Yeah, he has been unbelievable for this Brockton Rocks team, and he's the closer for a reason, and every time he's out there and the Rocks have a lead, it's more than likely he will shut the door and you could put the Rocks on the W.
And McKenna, his next save will be his 10th of the season, which hasn't been done in this franchise's Frontier League history because last year Reeves Martin led the team with 9 saves. So McKenna 1 shy, being the first to reach double digits in the Frontier League.
We certainly hope McKenna will get the opportunity to do that in the coming weeks. Obviously, after this 4-game set against Tri-City, Brockton at home don't have to travel. They'll get the Monday off. 3-game series against the Quebec Capitals, and this is a Quebec team that just swept them in Quebec a week ago. Is it too early to maybe preview that series, or what are we expecting to see against Quebec next week?
What we see from Quebec really doesn't change that much. They have solid starters, they have very good back-end relievers, and they hit the baseball. Their lineup has been consistent for the past few years. You have guys like Justin Gideon, like Anthony Kirion, like Kyle Crowell. Let's not forget Marc-Antoine Lebreu. This lineup is so deep, and they are constantly able to just out-hit you, outscore you, and they can win games with their pitching and defense as well. That's what makes them such a difficult team. I know we were saying a moment ago about how maybe they've been struggling recently. They're still far and away the best team in this league by record. It's not close. This is what Quebec does, and there's a lot of energy when the Rocks play the Capitals up in Quebec City. Sometimes the energy feels different at Campanelli, and that's where a potential talent discrepancy could be able to pop up. But for the Rocks, if you get good starting pitching like they've been having recently, they're going to have themselves a chance to quiet the Quebec bats. You remember the last time Quebec was here earlier in the season, the Capitals, their offense just exploded all 3 games, and it was a really excellent series for Quebec. Brockton's going to look to turn it around beginning Tuesday.
And the pitching for Quebec in that series ultimately smothered the Brockton hitting core, and, Brockton fell behind early in those games, and they could not come back. On Thursday against Quebec, August 21st, it is Doug Flutie night. The ex-Boston College Heisman Trophy winning quarterback will be in attendance, throwing out the first pitch and signing some autographs for the fans in attendance. So if you want to make one last trip to Campanelli this season, make sure you stop by next Thursday, August 21st for Doug Flutie night. Again, he will be out throwing out the first pitch and meeting the Brockton faithful. For Grant Flood, Jose Rodriguez, and Jacob Munch, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.